Closer to home, while there's no mayoral race in Boston this year, several other cities have contests worth watching, including Somerville, which used to be where you moved when you couldn't afford Cambridge. But now it's one of the hottest real estate markets in the state. And as Adam Reilly tells us, not everyone is thrilled with the transformation.
Even if you don't live in Somerville, you've been hearing a lot from Mayor Curt Otoni lately. He's defended Somerville's sanctuary city status, tangled with the lowbrow website Barstool Sports, vowed to open a safe consumption site for opioid users, and hung the Black Lives Matter flag on City Hall.
Making a commitment to my community to put up progressive values in action means to standing up for who we are and what we believe in. And our values, not just locally, but as a nation, to be diverse and tolerant and compassionate.
All of which might make you think that as Curt Otoni seeks a 9th term, he'll be able to count on the support of Somerville's left-leaning voters. But in this election, that assumption is being tested.
I'm Wallace, and I'm running for mayor of Somerville.
Wallace is a DCF social worker and union official who's never held or even run for municipal office before. Her campaign is predicated on one big idea, that when it comes to economics, Curt Otoni's progressive image doesn't hold up.
For the last several years, our city's taken the wrong direction, and working families have been increasingly displaced. So I feel like it's time for me to run to make some changes.
Wallace claims that even though Curt Otoni has backed rent control and a new 20% affordable housing requirement, he hasn't been aggressive enough in pushing back against the market. Instead, she says that falls to Somerville activists and city councilors who push the mayor into positions he then takes credit for. If elected, she says she'd take the opposite approach.
I'm not a person that generally is a media person. I am a person that believes in doing the hard work and the day-to-day work without being in the limelight of things.
In the September preliminary, boosted by an endorsement from the Bernie Sanders-backed Our Revolution, Wallace got 37% of the vote, compared to 57% for Curt Otoni, with just over 1,000 votes separating them. Now, with the general election looming, Curt Otoni is defending his record, saying he's actually leading on the issues where Wallace criticizes him.
My administration's created more housing, affordable housing, than any previous one. Just since 2010 alone, we've created more than 2,200 units of housing, of which 438 will be affordable by the end of 2019.
But Curt Otoni also adds a caveat. Somerville, where the median home price tops $700,000, doesn't exist in a vacuum.
We have a housing shortage in the greater Boston region that's impacting us all, and in places that are popular to live like Somerville, it is especially stressful.
Whatever happens on Election Day, Wallace can already claim one victory. Curt Otoni recently pledged not to take any money from for-profit developers and says he'll continue to reject those donations if re-elected. Adam Reilly, WGBH News.
For the record, Adam's review of recent campaign finance reports found several donations Curt Otoni accepted that do appear to be from developers, which the campaign tells him they are currently reviewing and will return if they deem it appropriate.